a lot, he'll keep you on your toes. It's the Eric Miranda Show. When he drank a lot, he would fight a lot. He might punch you in your nose. It's the Eric Miranda Show. There are people who would tell you he is crazy, but if you listen closely, he's unbelievable. He used to drink a lot, now he talks a lot. He'll keep you on your toes. It's the Eric Miranda, Eric Miranda, Eric Miranda Show.
Good evening. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Well, here we are with all of our friends.
What did we do? Did we not shower today?
I don't know, but Jesse Taylor is working some conventions. Lenici's on his way to, I keep joking with him and saying Montego Bay. He never said that, but that's because I was thinking of Rosie Fantozzi. She'll get that. Anyway, hi.
Hi. You look like you're on a secret mission of some sort.
I am on a secret mission. And by the way, for those watching, normally Sheila and I wife and I are just in separate rooms, but we're actually in separate states right now. I'm not even in Tampa. I'm in a place called Spring Hill, which is kind of like a cross between Island Park and West Virginia. I didn't mean to insult West Virginia. So what's going on?
But they have a really big roadside dinosaur. I don't think you have those in West Virginia.
No. Well, okay. So now you see, I don't know what I just picked these lights up at Walmart. There's Walmarts here. There's no Walmarts by us, right? Are there any Walmarts?
I think there's one in New Jersey somewhere. But no, we don't have Walmart around us.
Right.
We have to go to Wisconsin to visit Walmart.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a Walmart here, which is actually, Walmart's like kind of amazing. You know, people make fun of it, but like, I don't think there's anything you can't get. Like, our daughter needed a full-size mirror today, and I literally got her a mirror that's like 6 feet tall with a wood frame for like $62. It's like, I don't know what kind of, I don't know how they do it, but
they got the goods.
They got the goods. So, hey, do I sound okay?
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, I'm used to my big Eric Miranda Show setup, and I feel a little bit naked. So I got these two lights back here, but the dinosaur, the purple dinosaur that y'all usually see, is an inside joke with my daughter and I, because we're just going through some stuff and we're here, and there's an auto body shop that's literally a diner that's like, hey, do we have a guest coming in?
We do.
Okay, whoever the guest is, should we let them in right now, or should I finish?
We'll finish your story and then.
Okay, so well, I just don't want them to. Let me just let them in, all right? Because who is it? We don't even know who it is.
That's a secret,
who's Noodle Pop?
Guest.
Who is Noodle Pop? Is that Elliot?
Ta-da!
Oh my goodness!
Oh my goodness, Elliot Kelly.
Yes.
What's
Finish
up?
the story.
All right, so the story is, so there's this auto body shop. It's literally like a 150-foot dinosaur, and the body shop's in it. So my daughter and I laughed. We were going through like some stuff, both of us. It was like an emotional thing this last year. And she was moving down to Florida, and it was like a lot of emotions. And then we see this dinosaur, and we kind of laughed. Then we made a turn, and we went past an insurance company, and there was like an 80-foot purple dinosaur. And that's why normally I have the dinosaur behind me. I don't know what this is. It looks like two middle fingers, like that. So what's going on, Elliot Kelly? So tell us about your audition today, man.
Yeah, you know what? It was cool. You know, the second part of the audition was they had us on Zoom, and then they had the little girl that they did the callback. And so we just sort of like was given instructions by the director, and she and then, you know, she just told us like, you know, like things to say, and I pretty much like did some improvising. But it was a lot of competition because it was like a couple of people that they called back, and I found out like the commercial was supposed to be, I think, for after like a football game, like a father and, you know, daughter leaving.
Yep.
So It's just cool. Hey, I wait to hear. I was excited just to even be reconsidered to even to get called back. So
Right.
that
Now
was
this was
great.
now this was for commercial. Now you shared something with me today. I don't know if you want to share it with us, but what was the
Oh
one that
yeah,
you?
no, yeah,
Uh
that's
oh.
fine. I had SNL had contacted me. They wanted me to do some.
Uh, I lost you for a second there, Elliot. Oh man, come on.
We're gonna have to use our imaginations. Oh, here he is.
There you are. E, you still with us? Oh man. Wow. So all right. So anyway, so when Elliot gets back, he'll finish telling us he's got an SNL audition. I think he did something on SNL already. Can you hear us, Elliot? Can you hear me? Can you hear me running? Should I shoot him a
Is that,
text? What was that?
is that Mike and the Mechanics?
Yeah, it's Mike and the Mechanics. We got to get Elliot back on here because we're going to do some chat GPT jokes for everybody, for y'all. Um,
No,
yeah.
we think we can't hear you.
Elliot, we can't hear you. Let me, I'm going to actually, let me, Elliot, we can't hear you. Isn't that crazy? I have him on my watch. And now it's the computer's telling me that I'm on my watch. Elliot, can you hear us? Oh, he got muted. I don't know what happened. All right. So anyway, so let's I sent him a text message and hopefully he'll hear back to it for us. And Elliot, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. What happened? Elliot, hang up and call back in.
I don't think he can hear us.
Oh. Elliot, hang up and call back in. Man, technical difficulties. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna.
We'll
I'm
pick him up in a
gonna.
little bit.
What was that? We can't
What's
hear
that little
you.
magic?
Yeah, so I told him to hang up and call back in. Anyway, so I don't know what's going on with that. All right. In the meantime, let's get to the chat GPT. Hopefully he's going to call back now. See, he's still on. Okay, yeah. Now hopefully he'll call back in and we'll rehear him. I don't know if that's a glitch with the software. I'm sure everybody's loving the fact that we're having technical difficulties. So anyway, all right. So I'm on the phone. And okay, let's do the chat GPT. What is he saying? What's going on? Is that Lou Quinones? Quinones? I can't there he is. What's up, man? All right, here comes our guest again. George Lujak. All right, what's going on here?
That's a
How
good
do I
one.
let
Elliot, phone home. All right, I
Elliot
got
phone
him.
on? What's up, Lujak? All right, there he is. Can you hear us now, Elliot?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
All right, so tell us more about the SNL audition.
Oh, so no, it wasn't an audition for SNL. It was just like, if I was going to be chosen by the director. So they submitted him my headshots. I gave him a current photo, and they
Uh-huh.
said that I was booked just like that.
Oh,
That's it.
So
Oh, so
I'll be
that's it. Now,
at 30 Rockefeller tomorrow.
all
that's
right.
amazing.
Do you know what it's going to be exactly?
No, I mean, maybe when I get the email, they might give me some detail. A lot of this stuff is secretive because a lot of it they don't want to get out.
Yeah.
So maybe, but tomorrow I know, like, it'll just, it just be great just being in that type of environment. It's
Oh
Yeah, so
yeah.
motivational.
what now didn't you do like wasn't there like a rap video spoof that you were in on SNL once? I remember seeing something.
Yeah, that was like almost 5 years ago. Actually, it was in October of 2018. I was in a video called Trees,
Yeah.
and with Pete Davidson and I forgot the other guy name, but what what was so special for that? That was like my first time being there, and I didn't know. I ended up getting on the wrong bus.
Yeah.
I was supposed to have been like with the background actors, and then I get on the van with all the SNL characters, and so they was like, "Yo, we don't have enough room here. Is somebody that's not supposed to be here, right? Is not supposed to be here." And then so I was like, "Well, something was telling me, I'm supposed to be here." So, I didn't get off. Somebody else had got off. I didn't know. I didn't hear my phone. That's a good thing. I didn't hear my phone, them calling me because they was looking for me. And then next thing you know, I was like, "Yo, can I jump in the scene?" They was like, "Sure." And so I just jumped in the scene, and it was just like, yo, it was just dope. And then by the time they finally contacted me, I already been in so much shoots. So, and if I wouldn't have did that, if that didn't happen, you would have never saw me.
Wow, that's amazing, dude. That's pretty cool.
You would have never saw me. So,
So you
the
just
goal is, yeah,
you're like, some told me I was supposed to be there. I'm just gonna show up for like a CEO position somewhere. But I don't know. My friend Elliot told me.
That's it. Improvise it.
That's amazing, dude. That's so cool. All right, so Elliot, what we're gonna do is we're gonna ask Chat GPT.
I think we should do the reaction first. Now that
Okay,
we have
reaction?
Elliot, yeah. So I don't know that Eric knows this info, but this was my celebrity gossip choice for the week. Hang on, I'm going to pull this up here.
You guys realize I feel naked without.
All right. You guys ready?
Oh my God. Yeah. Drama queen.
But the thing that surprised me the most, that I actually had to reread it because I said, is this true?
Right.
Was that in 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Yes.
It was not a divorce on paper,
Right.
but it was a divorce. So from the year 2016, which is 7 years ago now,
Yeah.
y'all have been apart.
Yeah.
All right. So that means that
he
of
smacked
course,
Chris Rock for nothing.
I don't know.
What? I mean, what's up with that? What do you think, Elliot?
Well, I think, saying that, if that was the case, then it was, I guess, no problem with her sleeping with her son friend. Because they technically wasn't together, you know what I'm saying? I mean, she could have chose anybody else, but I guess she wanted to go a little young,
Jeez.
Listen, everybody listen, you don't know what's going on between those people. I think, he had no right to smack. He could have approached him a different, especially, and in that type of that type of arena. It's like, what's that? That was the Oscars or the Grammys?
Yeah,
it was the Oscars.
It was one of them. The Oscars, like, yo, come on, he didn't say anything that was really offensive, and you should have had that energy for the dude that was, sleeping with your wife. Instead of
wow.
Totally. The thing that always bothered me about when you watch the footage of the slap is Chris Rock makes the joke, right, about alopecia or whatever it is, G.I. Jane. It was the G.I. Jane comment about her alopecia. Yeah. And they're showing the table and they show Will Smith laughing, and then they show Jada's face and she's looking at Will like, "You're laughing?" And he then gets up and walks toward the stage.
Yeah,
I'm like, basically, it's like misdirected anger. Like, she's angry at Will Smith for laughing, not Chris Rock for making the joke. And Will Smith is like, oh, clearly she wants me to go kick his ass. Well, now we understand. Like, clearly they're not able to like read each other's signals or whatever. So he definitely slapped him for nothing.
Like, that's like crazy. That's like, I don't. What's her name? Scottie Pippen. What's her name?
Jada Pinkett Smith. All right. So I want to show you guys. I want to show you guys my favorite reaction. So once this clip came out on the Today Show, TikTok was full of like all the reaction videos for the celebrity gossip people. This, though, however, this is my favorite reaction to the news. Hold on.
Can y'all please take us out the group chat? All your business, we don't need to know that. I don't care if it's a liar, if it's all facts. Can y'all please just take us out the group chat? Every time I open this phone, I'm learning new things about what happens in your home. Buy a journal, write it down. Cause when it hits the internet, you know us niggas gon' clown. Marriage is supposed to be just what you make it. Didn't nobody need to know that y'all was faking. Oscar slabs and entanglements with bugaboos. You forever in the history books. Now can y'all please take us out the group chat, please? All your business, we don't need to know that. I don't care if it's a liar, if it's all facts. Can y'all please just take us out the group chat?
So now,
y'all please take us out the group chat.
I mean,
hang on. Check it out. All right. So first of all, I can't see because I'm on my little phone. What is she playing? Is she strumming a notebook? What is she?
It looks like a small broom with a piece of paper with 7 or 8 strings drawn. It's genius.
The fact that she actually took the time to do that is amazing. Yeah,
but I mean,
do you think
the
it should be
sentiment is perfect?
What was that, Elliot?
Do you think it should be a cap on how much information you release? Like certain things shouldn't be public, certain things should be personal. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think, sometimes, I think with the social media now and just with celebrities, I think, certain things should be kept in the house, but I think people want to stay in the limelight. So that's the reason why it keeps you relevant.
It's so, man, but it's like so painful because, and first of all, like that guy, I mean, I feel terrible for Will Smith. I mean, but I don't feel terrible because he hit my man, Chris Rock. I love Chris Rock. But like, what level of like disgrace do you have to get to flip out like that? Like, this guy's just been like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I wish I had something clever to say. I don't know what to say about that. It's just nuts.
Well, I mean, one thing I know is Chris Rock will probably be careful and probably have a bodyguard when he do comedy now.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, man. His stuff was so good. That special was so good that he did.
It was.
Well, the thing that was cool about it, I think, is that, look, first of all, like I didn't realize this until I looked it up because I wanted to know what I would have done if Will Smith slapped me in the face. Now, I was a pretty ruckus kind of dude when I was younger. I fought a lot and I'm good at it. But I'll tell you what, he's a big dude, man. So people like, if I were Chris Rock, I would have kicked his ass. I'm like, no, you wouldn't. You would have gotten your ass kicked. So,
not necessarily, but
well, you're a big guy, right? Like you lift weights and you're jacked, right? But like, dude, that guy, Will Smith's a big dude, man. I'm 5'6.5", man. I'm a midget, Oh, I'm a little person. But like what I'm saying is I actually respected that Chris Rock handled it the way he did. And then like 10 months later, he was able to do that. So
he probably, listen, he probably was scared. Give me 1 second.
Yep. Where are you? You working? Is he going to like revive somebody?
Right, exactly.
Dude, by the way,
Somebody's passed out on the sidewalk.
I don't know if he's like driving famous people. I don't know if he's in a movie. Like that's the international man of mystery right there, is Elliot. But can we get Chat GPT to do a couple of jokes with Chris Rock and stuff?
Okay. All right. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pull up Chat GPT. So just as some background, we did this one day just for fun. We asked Chat GPT to make up some jokes for us.
Uh-huh.
And we got some interesting results. So I figure we'll try it again. All right. So what do we want to do? What do we want to ask Chat GPT to make up a joke about?
I think what do you get? What's her name? Jada. What's her name? What's her Jada
Jada
Pinkett?
Pinkett Smith.
Yeah. So what do you get when you cross Jada Pinkett Smith and Marcus Jordan? Will that work? Or is
We'll
that just
find
like
out.
or is that just too vague?
It might be too recent because it's there's like a recency thing here where it doesn't pull live from the internet. At least not the version I have.
Right.
But we can try. We'll see what it comes up with.
All right, cool. See what it says. I love the fact that Elliot just jumped off and he's just like doing business somewhere. Like, what is that guy up to? So
Okay, let's see what we got with ChatGPT.
okay. You're gonna have to read it because I can't
All
see
right,
anything.
what do you get when you cross Jada Pinkett Smith with Marcus Jordan? A family reunion with the freshest sneakers and the most candid conversations about life. They call it the fresh air Jordan's red table talk.
Can you make sure you screen grab that? That's actually scary. How? Oh my god! All right,
That's
so
stupid.
all right, so read that one more time.
All right, what do you get when you cross
All
Jada?
right, let's wait for Elliot to get back on. Yo, Elliot,
Yeah.
we just asked ChatGPT, what do you get when you cross Jada Pinkett Smith with Marcus Jordan? That's Michael Jordan's son, who's dating Scottie Pippen's ex-wife.
Okay.
So this is what it said. Go ahead, hon.
A family reunion with the freshest sneakers and the most candid conversations about life. They call it the fresh air Jordan's red table talk.
Like that's actually
Who said that?
scary.
ChatGPT.
Oh,
Like,
shoot.
dude, that when he thought it was funny, now he's scared. He's like, I'm gonna be out of business. Oh man,
Wow.
that is
All right.
funny, right?
Should we try another
all right,
one?
let's try another one. How many?
All right, hold on. I need to tell it to write us another joke.
Because I wrote this joke a long time ago. But I want to see if it can top me.
Okay.
How many Chinese restaurant owners does it take to screw in a light bulb?
It may tell me it can't do that.
Why?
Hang on. How many
all right.
times does it take to?
Four.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just 4?
That's no. All right, let's see.
All right, you ready for me to do it?
Yep, do it.
Okay. How many Oh my God. How many Chinese restaurant owners does it take to screw in a light bulb? None. They're experts at wok, not watts.
Oh, that's pretty brilliant. But they're not. That's actually Japanese. But so mine
woks are Chinese, aren't they?
Well, I guess they are.
Japanese? No.
Well, I mean, anyway, so mine was, I guess it's Chinese. Mine was how many Chinese restaurant owners does it take to screw in a light bulb? 13. You want fried rice with that? All right. Anyway, okay, so maybe that one was better.
I got one. I got one.
Yeah.
If you put syrup on shit, what do you have?
What?
Y'all don't know?
No.
If you put syrup on shit, you got a pancake.
That's pretty funny. I like that one.
All right, so let's ask ChatGPT one more.
Okay.
And then I want to get into some more celebrity gossip. Elliot, do you want to ask the question of ChatGPT?
What question what question should I ask?
Just we're just giving it a setup for a joke and see what it comes up with. So
okay. Let me see.
Oh, here, I'll do one while Elliot's thinking. I'm gonna say, write another joke for us. Okay. What do Bob Hope, a tuna sandwich, and the 3 wise men have in common? All right, let's see. What do Bob Hope, tuna sandwich, and the three wise men have in common? They've all been around for ages, but only one has never lost its appeal. Hint: it's not the jokes from Bob Hope or the leftovers in the tuna sandwich.
Mm.
That's
I don't know
not
about
bad. I
that
mean,
one.
it's kind of scary how it knows they've all been around a long time. Do you have one, Elliot, or should we move on to more celebrity gossip?
No, move to 7 guys. I don't have one right now.
I
Alrighty.
was just, yeah. Let me just. What do you call?
Right, hang on, hold on. I got to tell it.
Okay,
I'm
I
telling
just
it
want
it's
one more.
comedian just in case.
I'm just
He's
kind of
forgetting.
scared. Like Elliot, we're not even going to get to write jokes anymore.
All right, so go ahead. What am I doing?
Oh,
Okay. What do you call? What do you call a banker who's naked in an overcoat?
a
Like
banker that's in an
that's
overcoat.
naked in an overcoat. I'm just curious to see what ChatGPT. I'm trying to stump it.
Sorry.
Wait, what a banker naked in an overcoat?
What does it
A,
say?
a
It says,
loan
what do you
investor.
call? Yeah, that's good. What do you call a banker who is naked in an overcoat? A liquid asset. They're just trying to show off their financial transparency.
That's pretty
Oh
good.
shit.
Not quite, but good. It's kind of
I mean,
working around there.
it's on something. All right, so some of the things that I read this week, and again, I can't read anything on the screen because it's so small. But
Yeah, I can't see. Oh, that's why you were saying that. Okay.
yeah,
Oh, I
no,
gotta make.
yeah, you're on a phone. You're on the phone too, right? Righty.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm on the
Actually,
phone too.
let's talk about that. Let's talk about. You ever notice like nobody calls the wife W, right? Nobody. Did somebody say something? Happy. Oh, is that Hopi Rock?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hang on a second. Let's just stop the show right here. So Hopi Rock is we played in that band Candy Ass together. I was the token male in the band, and Hopi and I also used to do a duo together of all these like kind of pretty pop songs. And I called her because I was listening to Candy Ass with my daughter, and she's a doctor now, Dr. Hopi Rock, and you know what?
That's
Let me
awesome.
do this. Can you guys spare me for 1 second? Hopi, are you willing to come on and talk to us? So Hopi became a doctor of like toxicology or something, and she's into like nanoplastics, and she's always been like activist minded, and now it's amazing because she's actually in like a real deal. Like she's awesome. Um, I just what is she? I can't see what it says.
She said, I just walked into something weird. I think she heard you talking about the banker naked in an
Oh yeah,
overcoat. I can only assume that's the moment she stepped into
yeah.
the
Anyway,
group
so
chat.
but like if she pops up another like thing where she says she wants to like I'll send her a link. But anyway, so where were we? I'm just completely confused as to where we were. Oh, all
We
right.
were
What
going to
about
more celebrity gossip after
yeah?
this.
So what about Kiss? What we had something with
All right.
Kiss?
Yeah. Hang on. Give me a sec.
Kiss, is that from the band, the rock band?
Yeah, the band Kiss, right? These it's really ironic because a lot of my conservative friends like were pissed at Kiss because they wouldn't let people in their shows without vaccines, and then they're getting sued because somebody died of COVID. But like, I don't want to talk about COVID. I want to talk about Paul Stanley's face. Look at him. First of all, what's with that hairdo?
Which one is Paul Stanley?
Not the guy with the hat, the other guy.
Okay.
Okay, that face looks like an overstuffed suitcase.
Here
Like
you can
that
see
is like
down below is
what?
where he's a little younger there in that one.
What was that?
Oh wait, I know. Wait, yeah, I know. Kiss, the one. He's the one with the hat is the lead singer.
Yeah, he's the star guy, the guy with the star in his eye.
Yeah.
That picture right there that we're looking at. What is it when men like guys? I wear glasses in part because this light is so bright. But if you see me without glasses, I got wrinkles, but I'm not getting a facelift, man. That is like, what is that's like?
That's
Bill.
fillers, I think.
Just
Like,
like I wouldn't get a facelift, I wouldn't get bariatric surgery. It's just like I don't want the knife touching me unnecessarily.
yeah, dude. Listen, I'm telling you what. Like that face right there. Now I was a Kiss fan growing up, and I mean, Destroyer by Kiss is still one of my favorite records ever. That is embarrassing. Bill Burr said, he was talking about different celebrities. He said, that's not an age, that's a species. Like, that's like, that looks like, I mean, it's like, and they all look the same. It's just like when, you know, in the 80s, all these women on Long Island were getting the same exact nose. It was like this little nose that kind of went in and went up a little bit in the point. They're all like Mickey Rourke and Sylvester Stallone and Paul Stanley. You could change their heads around. You can't tell the difference anymore. It's like nuts. Like, what is that? Like, how does he think that we think that's normal? That's my question. So
I don't know. I mean, I would probably rather look at Gene Simmons all day, even with that weird frown he's got on.
Well, look, Gene Simmons looks like a normal person who's older and like with a baseball. Like, he doesn't look like. It's kind of like, guys, I got to tell you something. And I'm going to get in trouble with all my musician friends. Paul McCartney did a show, a record called Memory Lane, you know, not too, like, you know, 10 years ago, whatever it was. And he's like this. And he's making the Paul McCartney face. Like, it's like, dude, you're an old man. If you guys catch me doing this, please. Like, I may do it even, but just like, if I do it on a record cover, shoot me. Does he think that we're buying that face?
Back in the heyday of the internet, when the internet was like, I don't know, late 2008, you know, 2009, when it was kind of like people would just pop their own stuff up as a website, like put pictures and like it would circulate. Before social media, it would still go viral somehow. There was a website called www.menwholookLikeOldLesbians.com. And it was like,
oh, sure,
Paul McCartney, like Paul Simon, like every single one of them definitely looked like they were like one half of an older lesbian couple.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I guess Hopi jumped on us. I want to brag about my friend Hopi a little bit. So anyway, so she's this guitar player in Candy Ass, and then I reached out to all the girls in the band just to say hello, and then I got on the phone with Hopi, and like, you know, she was like, you know, we were like living in the East Village at the same time, like playing in bands, playing Don Hills at like 1 a.m., you know, blah blah, and she's a doctor now, and she's doing nanoplastics and how it gets into fetuses. But there she is. What'd she say? I can't see.
She said, "Hey, I'm here. Give me a min."
Okay, cool. So Hopi, I can send you a link and you can call in and be on with us if you're willing to. Just let me know. I'm just going to send that. Guys, I'm going to be off the screen for a second. You guys cool with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, cool. I hope she comes on, because she's like, it's so like, this is one of those things where, like, you know, we're like pining away for fame and fortune, you know, and we all did okay. And, you know, but then she, you know, but she jumps, and all of a sudden she's like, you know, she's like in, you know what I mean? Like, there's something about her that there was nothing surprising to me about her.
I gotta go for 1 second.
What was that?
All right.
I'll come back.
You come back? All right,
yeah.
Okay, hang on a second.
I'm holding down the fort here.
Hold on the fort. Why am I? Oh, you know what? Because I don't have her on. We didn't text message. All right, guys, hang on 1 second. I got to look her up in my contacts, and I'm going to send her. Okay, let me put in Hopi. Oh, guys, this is so weird. Okay, here we go. Because I have her under Dr. Hopi. Yeah. All right. Let me just send her this. If you want to come on with. All right. So I sent the link, and hopefully she's not afraid. She's definitely a rock star. So if she doesn't come on, it's not going to be because she's afraid. Did Elliot jump out of the whole show?
Yeah, he's going to be back.
All right, cool. So Hopi, if you get a chance, I want to kind of interview you a little bit about what you're doing, because even though this is about celebrity gossip and stuff like that, you're cool, and it's cool. And the fact that you and I played Don Hills and you guys toured with Pink after I was out of the band and all that's like cool stuff. And I think, it's just, it's funny because I live in a world, I know some very big celebrities, but I know a lot of people who've just done really cool things. So I hope she decides to jump on with us. All right. What other celebrity gossip was there? Oh,
Uh,
what was with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
All right. Yeah. So what was it? How long ago? 10 years ago? More than that, when
What?
we uncovered that Arnold had a love child. Or maybe not
Oh,
a love
it had to
child,
be
but
probably 15 years ago, right? Okay. I can't see that. So what does it say?
this is one of those, I don't know what this site is. This is one of those sites that I think was written by ChatGPT.
Uh-huh.
It basically, the article says that Arnold cut his son off.
Uh-huh.
That's what it leads with, but it's a little bit of clickbait here because basically he's like a grown man now. So he paid for a house, and once everyone learned that the housekeeper was impregnated by Arnold,
Right.
the kid, apparently he's a good looking kid, right? I mean, unsurprisingly, I guess, but
Well, yeah, but not really. I mean, like, honey, it was like he banged Consuela. I mean, I think she was like,
stop.
no, I don't mean
There's
that.
a picture of her in here. Um,
There's a picture of the
so
mom. Is the mom
yeah,
hot?
well, she's not Maria Shriver.
I don't
So
really
wait,
find
so
her.
this is so Arnold. I paid for him to go through Pepperdine, which is not an inexpensive school.
Uh-huh.
And then I guess once he graduated from college, Arnold was like, "All right, you're on your own. You got to make your own way." And he's kind of a struggling actor slash bodybuilder. And now instead of being an actor, he's a real estate agent.
Oh, cool.
That's exactly what it says.
But
But it
I
also
like
says he was in school.
uh-huh.
I think he was like, I'm trying to find the picture of the mom, of him with his mom. He was in school and he got pulled out of class because the news came out. He was like in elementary school or whatever. The news came out that he was Arnold's son. So his mom had him like pulled out of class to be like, "Oh my God, you're going to find out some stuff about who your father is."
Oh, that's crazy. Was he still governor at the time?
I don't think he was. No, I think it was
So
post governor.
so you know what he's gonna have to say, right? He's gonna have to say, Dad, you need to
Here we
get
go.
me. He's like, Dad, if you want grandchildren, you're gonna have to pay for a housekeeper.
I'll just stop. Right. So
Oh,
there's Mildred is his mother's name.
I can't. Yeah, it's too small. Yeah, I mean, she's not Maria
Okay,
Shriver.
so Arnold could have like ponied up for a house with a little more modern cabinetry.
Listen, I mean, look, look, the kid's probably is that Arnold's only child?
No, I think he has children with Maria Shriver.
Look, so did he cut them off? Well, he doesn't have to because they got
I
mom
mean,
money.
yeah.
But look, the kid's gonna inherit something. He's probably trying to build character.
Well, yeah, and Joseph isn't the only famous kid that's been cut off. Let's find out who else has been cut off.
Well, I like the fact that they say he comes from humble beginnings. It's like I didn't know getting shot out the end of the Terminator's penis was a humble beginning, but
Apparently, Shaq also cut his kids off.
Shaquille O'Neal,
This is what this article says.
the Shake Shack. I like Shaquille O'Neal. He landed on me. I was at a I don't even know the teams, guys. Sorry. I guess it was a Knicks game. That's the Garden.
Yes.
And I don't know who was playing, but he landed on us. And he's a big man.
This is funny. So this article goes from other celebrities have cut their children off, like Shaquille O'Neal, and then it just goes right into Harrison Ford has one son that's a chef and another in a rock band.
So they both broke?
Well, I don't know. It's just like, who wrote this article? It's like, who are other famous actors with children?
I don't know, but Harrison Ford like lands planes on highways accidentally, doesn't he? Like, didn't he have like 2 plane crashes already? He thinks he's like in the Millennium Falcon or something. Like, what a weird dude.
I don't know. I was distracted looking at Angie Dickinson.
How does she look? I can't see her.
I mean, in this picture, she looks amazing.
She was policewoman, right? That may have been one of my early crushes. Who was my earliest crush on TV? Probably Kate Jackson from Charlie's Angels.
I think mine was who was the Gibb that wasn't in the Bee Gees? Andy Gibb.
Andy Gibb. Yeah, Andy Gibb. I mean, yeah, Andy Gibb. What was his? What
Shadow
was his?
dancing.
Yeah, Shadow. No, he had one before that.
Oh, okay.
What was Andy? Anybody listening know Andy Gibb's first hit? Not Blood is Thicker Than Water. Was that it?
I don't know. I
Blood
just
is
know
thicker
Shadow
than
dancing.
water. Heaven, devil's daughter. Something like that. All right. So, man, we just like we're back to all of our friends again.
Yeah,
Man,
exactly.
you guys got look. You got to give Elliot Kelly credit because that dude just comes on, comes off. He just jumps off. He's like he. I don't like. He literally has a wild life, and I can't even talk about some of it. But that dude, he drives for some big shot, and he also is an EMT. The stories that guy has from EMT, like that is not an easy job. You know,
No.
especially with like the drug epidemic, like they're just constantly like reviving people and Narcaning them and nuts. You know, I guess I wonder if Hopi backed out on us.
I hope not.
I hope he not. So yeah. So anyway, so my mom, may she rest in peace, loved Hopi. She used to come see us play, and then I showed up to do a party on Long Island without Hopi, and my mom was furious. She's like, "You can't do it without Hopi." I'm like, "Geez, Mom, picking sides." So all right. So Arnold Schwarzenegger, and what was there? So, I mean, what's this stuff?
Here we have her. She's
what?
here.
Schwarzenegger, and what was there? So, I mean, what's this stuff?
Here we have her.
Wow, we got Hopi. What's this stuff?
Here we have her.
Wow, we got Hopi.
Can you hear me?
Wait, hang on. Hopi, you got to bring that down a little bit because we're getting feedback. How's that? Do you have headphones, Hopi?
I think it's because she's in the. Yeah, that's better. That's better.
She's
Can
on
you
a
hear us?
delay. Can you hear us okay?
That's better.
Okay. It was super because that's
Can you hear us okay?
I only play everything at 11.
Eh.
I only play everything at 11.
Oh wow! All right, we're getting some feedback, but so Hopi, tell us in a nutshell about what you're doing now that you're a retired rock star from Candy Ass. About what you're doing now that you're a retired rock star from Candy Ass.
Am I the only one that's getting like?
We're hearing that. Do you have headphones anywhere? We're hearing that.
Oh, hang on. I have headphones everywhere. Hang on. Oh, hang on. I have headphones everywhere. Hang on.
In the meantime, I'm going to harmonize with myself. Did it work?
I don't know because I could only hear you on the second.
They're old school, but
yeah. It works. What's up, Hopi? So tell us about what you're doing now that you're a retired rock star.
all right. Well, this looping is gonna make me crazy.
Can you, if you're still on the original stream on Facebook, you can close your Facebook app.
Oh, if you that's what it is.
All right.
I'm not even in a band.
So, okay.
Yeah,
now,
brilliant. That's why, because I had two things going at once.
Hey, Hopi, if it makes you feel better, I broadcasted a whole show without knowing that. So, and I'm an audio engineer, so think about that. So tell us.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let's see. I went back to school like 13 years ago.
Uh-huh.
So what is that? That brings us like 2010, 2011. I went back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got this wild hair up my ass that I wanted to use this other part of my brain, which kind of later on I would find out was the same part, but in a different like way. Like as I started learning, I definitely started getting like more dexterous almost sometimes too, because I think my neurons were just like, oh,
Cool.
it's pretty cool. But yeah, so I went back to school and I studied chemistry and biochemistry and then toxicology.
Wow.
And I thought I wanted to be a doctor, actually, like in medical school. But I think I'm like better behind the scenes. Like I couldn't be on call all the time.
Right.
Like that's not like I'm too much of like an introvert. Like I need my alone time and I don't know when that's going to be.
Right.
You know, and like different things. And so I had this opportunity to learn first ecotoxicology, so like ecological toxicology, and aquatic toxicology. So looking at how the fish and sea life and animals and plants are affected by the chemicals that we just pour into our waterways.
Right.
Whether that's, you know, a negligent company or even like females, you know, taking hormones or people taking hormones, females. Right. I'm thinking just birth control, but that can apply to so many people.
Right.
Hormonal modifications. And then what happens is a lot of times the body uses some, but doesn't use all of it. And we excrete a lot of it. And then so even Advil, Tylenol, you know, different, all different kinds of drugs,
right?
Legal, illegal, whatever, right. You know, our body does not consume, and we do pass a lot out through our urine, right. Or feces, or however we process, and then it gets into the waterways, and then there's like fish that are like having anomalous occurrences, whether that's tumorous growths,
wow,
to like fish that display oocytes and testes in the same fish.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Because of, you know, a lot of the inter-functioning hormones that are in the water and stuff. So that's where I kind of started. And then now I'm in a postdoc position where I've kind of switched lanes a little bit to go into human health, because I really care about the animals implicitly, that like that's good enough for me. But what I've found is that people won't even listen to you unless you can relate it to humans, and right. Nothing's going to change unless you relate it to humans. Right. So if that's the game people want to play, then I'll play the game. So then I'm going to learn both sides of the coin, but I know that if we clean water and air and soil for people, it will affect all flora and fauna, you know, in the long run, right?
So, yeah. You, what I loved about our conversation yesterday is, you know, and again, this show is never political. I mean, we say little things, but like, I don't, you know, there's enough know-it-alls out there on both sides of the aisle, so I don't do that. But what you said was brilliant, because you mentioned picking, you know, we were talking about the nanoplastics, and you were talking about the reality that you can't eliminate plastic. And
Wait,
I love. Not all of them. You said you can't eliminate all
No,
of them.
no, I'm sorry, but I have to do this just for a quick second.
Go.
Is this your wife?
Yes.
Yes.
Hi, what is your
Hi.
name, wife?
My name is Sheila. I'm going incognito under the Eric Miranda
Oh,
banner.
I just blew up your whole spot.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, you totally.
I'm
She's never going to
sorry,
get a
I'm
job now.
Anyway, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, keep on going about the nanoplastics. I just
So
realized, like,
look, what
we
I
jumped
love,
in. I didn't even say hello.
what I loved about the conversation. Well, you were actually in the infinite loop when I was trying to introduce you to her, but it's okay. So now you guys can say hello forever. So what I liked about, there's so many conversations. Like I have a friend who's listening right now. He popped on for a couple of comments, and he's super conservative, and he's against the death penalty. And a lot of his conservative friends, he's like, I'm a Christian, and he's pro-life, so he at least believes that he needs to be consistent, right? And so he gets credibility to me, regardless of what level we agree on things. I like the consistency. The biggest issue I have right now is people's inconsistency, and there's no nuance. People are looking for points on sides instead of, and when you mentioned that you don't believe we can just eliminate plastic, so you'd like to pick your battles as to the pernicious one. That's the you that I loved for so many years, because you're a nuanced thinker, and I think there's a lack of that in so many, and that's why we don't do politics on this show, because like everybody's got a side.
Would I love to like see, that we've all done our due diligence to like make sure that what we produce is safe for us and future generations. Like, of course.
Right.
But like, and if I even have a vision of what that is, fine. But like, I've never in my life, 50 years, seen how that's possible to get from point A, which is where we are, to where we want to be without moving like one fucking stone first.
Yep.
And like, that's the thing. Like everybody wants like things now and immediately. And that's the way they listen to music now, is just, I only want 15 seconds of this fucking song, and then I want the next song. It's wild to me, like
totally. And so as an
example, I think
of
what's important is like to do, like
it's
like baby steps, but intentional steps to a solution,
Yep. Listen,
so I had this whole thing where I was breaking out in hives. It's a long story. I'm not going to go into it, but went to an allergist. They said it was idiopathic angioedema, which was like, essentially, we don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah.
She said, you'll just have to take Benadryl or Zyrtec your whole life. After a long process of elimination, I'm allergic to penicillin, and I know that. And I determined it was in food, like trace elements in chicken, certain like farmed lobster, because farmed meat producers were allowed to give antibiotics as a prophylactic, even before they were sick.
Not only a prophylactic, but additionally, it's a bulker in some kind of weird way.
Exactly. And so I spent years where I had to find out where the chicken was coming from before I could eat it. I didn't eat out in restaurants, and my hives just went away. And then at some point, they finally decided to outlaw the use of antibiotics as a prophylactic in these farmed meats. And so now I never have a problem everywhere. But it's basically it. It's like this whole system of cause and effect. When people are doing things they think for good purpose, not realizing the downstream bad effects of these things. And it takes that deduction and people like making connections and showing things to take that one stone and move it to get moving forward.
Yeah. And all, go ahead, Eric.
No. Well, I mean, I just, that whole one stone, it doesn't even matter. I read a book, actually it's too political, but I read a book by Ralph Nader called Unstoppable. And his whole thing is he works with people who he disagrees with greatly, because there's usually 95% of things that people agree upon. He's like, we'll argue about that final thing when we move all those stones first. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's a profound approach you're taking, and it really could, if everyone approached it that way, we could solve so many things. And we can argue. We never get close to the real argument because we're so busy wanting everything in one shot.
Or like, you know, I can say with knowledge and data that we don't know that all plastics are bad, and we don't know, and we do know that some are not good.
Right.
So, you know, and we have to think about also what the initial intention. I think the initial intention of making plastic was to to stop using animal resins, right? So like they were using tortoise shells and hooves and horns and ivory for, you know, hair combs and things for elite people. But what ended up happening is, I think people saw like, oh, this is an incredible business too. Like we can make everything plastic.
Right.
And so that was like, you know, like I think the intention originally was a good intention. We need, you know, we don't have all the resources, you know, and then there is this oil, we can use that and use that as the base for. And so I think, you know, there's greed and good intention behind the same thing. But what we're finding is that, you know, there's no, in this country, one thing that's interesting, and this is not political, but this is just matter of fact, we can make anything chemically, pretty much, and then later do the toxicology on it.
Right.
Wow.
Right. So the result,
You know?
right. So we don't even care about the result. We make it first.
We make it first, and then we look into the toxicity of it.
Yeah.
After.
Crazy. All right. Let me. Can I change the subject for a second?
Yeah. We want to talk about guitar strings?
I want to talk about, I'm not going to talk about this, but this is my favorite thing. Hopi, can I tell everybody what you taught me years ago?
Okay.
Is that embarrassing? I
No,
don't.
it's so funny when you said it on the phone. I had to think because I don't even remember what the way is.
If you look at the orgy record cover, you're like this. So Hopi is a gay woman. Am I allowed to say that? Am I allowed to out you?
Yeah. I've been out since
I know. I'm
5
kidding.
years old, whatever.
So Hopi taught me. One day I looked at my nails like this, and she said, "You're a gay woman." I said, "What?" Because a straight woman looks at her nails like this, and a gay woman looks at them like that. And I just thought it was the funniest thing. And I spent years watching people now, and every time somebody says, I'm like, "Oh my."
You know, I probably just made that up on the spot just because I thought it was funny. And it kind of like, if you think about it a little bit, like it makes sense. Like I'm checking my length and cleanliness versus like
that's so funny.
Right? My length, right? And design. I don't know.
So
I don't know. I think I probably made that up right on the spot.
Well,
I used to do shit like that all the time. Like, oh, you know what that means, right?
Well, you made it up, but it's perfect. And I've tested it with, you know, like I get it, you know, I inquire after I see it, and I'm usually correct. Now this is something that so guys, we're talking about a record that Hopi and I did when I was asked, I was a sit-in for the band Candy Ass for about a year, I'd say, because they were looking for a female drummer, and I actually would wear makeup, and on the record I'm named Lisa Marie. Is that what I'm called on it?
Probably.
Yeah, my stage name was Lisa Marie. And it was funny because I was probably close to 200 pounds at the time, and I was definitely not female, and it was just great. And I would show up with the girls, and I was Lisa Marie. And but so I was listening to the record. I co-wrote one one of the songs, and that's how I revisited the record, because I was telling my daughter, I was like, you know, be careful what you pray for, you may get it. And that's a line in one of the songs we wrote. But I got to tell you guys something. I was listening to the record. It's an EP. It's about 16, 17 minutes long. It's called Orgy, Candy Ass Orgy. Check it out. It's a killer record. But what was funny is there was a song called Dementia. And Dementia was, you speaking about just like off the cuff, Dementia was about what are those things that go through your head when you're in a room full of people, or when you're like in private with someone, and you know, it's like throw this one off, all this crazy stuff. So the singer in the band asked me what mine was. I said, well, sometimes I walk into a crowded club and I picture pulling my penis off, biting the cap off, and throwing it like a hand grenade. And it's in the song.
Everybody had really wild ones. So that might sound crazy, but if you put it with other ones, it's pretty fun.
Normal. But I was just laughing.
Like Tracy once put her hand in a blender. Like, do you ever like turn the blender on and go like, what if I just put my hand in the blender?
Yeah, no, it's so, but you had all kind, like, it was crazy. But
the whole song is just like all these people we knew. We asked them, "What's your crazy freak?"
Oh, that's awesome.
You know, and like we're all like young and crazy and whatever. So like all of us have like all these really. We had a friend, Ben, right? And some of the things were real, and some of the things were not real. Like Ben's Tourette's makes his butt freak out.
There was throwing Wendy off the roof, I think. But the
throwing Winky off the roof.
We go. But
Winky
the funny thing
for me was
I'm listening to the song, and my daughter's in the car with me, and all of a sudden she stops. She goes, "Eric's cock is a hand grenade," and I just completely forgot that was ever a part of it, and I just died laughing. I was like, "Oh my God, my life!" So that was 23 years ago. That record, or 20? It was a 2000. We did it.
No, it had to be before that.
It's crazy. So it really is. And the thing that the reason I reached out to the girls in the band is because I was a sit-in, and because I was a sit-in, I never really looked at, I never looked at that record. The record is actually a bigger part of my discography. Oh my God. I love it.
You're looking at my nails. Hold on.
Let me ask you a question. Am I on the inside of that? I have a feeling there's a picture of me with the lipstick on. There I am.
Oh my God, somebody screenshot that.
I actually think there's a copy in the apartment, honey. That's so great. So the reason I reached out, though, is because, you know, I looked at it was actually, I almost owed the girls an apology because I was asked to do this, and I loved it, and I learned so much doing it. But I always just kind of like, you know, yeah, I did this thing with these girls, and I was like helping them out. And then I listened to the record. My drumming, fuck all of you. You all suck. I'm a great drummer, and that record is badass. I'm talking about the other drummers, not you guys. No, but like I listened to it, and like there were just certain, and I was playing punk, but I was playing on a big open kit, like a John Bonham style kit, just because that's what I had. So it's kind of like this big, loud, but fast, punky, like drumming, and then just like blazing, like your guitar just sounds like we're all dying. It's just like bleeding, like energy. It's just amazing. So I listened to the record and I was like, how did I not put this like in people's face, like for the past 20 years when I'm looking for work and, you know, promoting myself? It was so good. And just funny. What happened to us in Philadelphia? Did we get thrown out of a club in Philadelphia?
Did we? Probably.
I remember some weird thing happened where I don't know if like somebody, we ended up in a fist fight, and like I don't know, it's just like some crazy stuff. And like, you know, I think we were getting picked on because we're an all-girl band, and then somebody may have said, well, the girl drummer is a 200-pound man, so shut up. It was just like, I just remember like something, but it was always wild stuff.
Yeah.
And then you guys went on, you guys went on the road with Pink after I left, right?
Yeah, we did a national tour as her opening act.
Cool.
Yeah, that was really fun. That was an awesome experience.
Yeah. And she was cool. She was like, took good care of you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, she's an incredible human being, really, truly a force.
Yeah.
You know,
excellent. Well, I mean,
and
you know,
really, you know what she's extremely generous, and she's also like really true, like how we're having a true conversation. Like she's like a true person, you know what I mean? Like she doesn't give a shit about a lot of things that like other people in that realm of music like necessarily cares about, you know?
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's great. That's
and
really
then that was really fun. Really fun.
cool.
We got to do some really awesome. I ended up singing on Saturday Night Live with her.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
So that was like,
yeah.
And then it was then we did more shows and wrote more songs even after Candy Ass. So we toured with Pink, made a video, did a bunch of things, and then we like became Pretty Boys.
Pretty Boys. I remember that.
You know, that was like an interesting thing that happened. I always like in the band, my position was always like, look, I write really hooky shit. Like it's gonna sell itself. Like I don't need to fucking suck anyone's dick, you know, like leave me alone. The lead singer was very like, we gotta suck everybody's dick. That was not actually, but sort of actually, you know, she was like, we got to pretend we're single and this and that. And that's cool. Like, if that's what you want to do, that's cool. I don't like, this is my thing. Like who gives a fuck? Right. Like if that's what you want to do that.
Yeah. Look, genuine prevails every time.
Yeah. You know, anyway, but I always said, we'll make it if we just make good music and rock. Like, and you know, we're all like really, like we each have a look, you know what I mean? Like we're cool, like everything's cool, like it's gonna work out.
Yeah.
And you know, but she was very like by the industry book, I suppose, if you want. So like we got to a point where she wanted to change the name of the band because she thought we had already played out Candy Ass.
Right.
And instead of, and to me, it didn't make a difference to me if we did A or B.
Right.
That's what, it wasn't about that. I just thought it would be confusing to people.
Yeah.
But anyway.
No, listen, I love it. All right. You know, we're at the hour and change mark. All right. We're about to jump off. Listen, Hopi, anytime we do this every Thursday at 8:00, you are always welcome. But I just want to say to all my friends, because listen, we all like, you know, we've been all eking it out. And do you remember Stephen Harris? He used to hang out with me and Francis Dunnery. He's, you know, he became a gynecologist after being in the Cult for a while, after touring with Guns N' Roses. He was in a band called the Four Horsemen. You know, and then he just, you know,
but not only that, he became a gynecologist and like went to Africa to work on
like,
genital
you know what I mean?
Mutilation. Like he didn't like start a practice on the Upper East Side.
Right.
Wow. He's from Wales originally, you know, eagle tattoo across the whole back. He's inked to shit like you. He's like, and again, and it's just funny in our younger lives, we kind of grow into this thing, this image, and then we kind of, it kind of disappears back into our skin and we emerge as who we are. You know what I mean?
Which is like totally true. And I totally agree. But I've like not been able to like escape the neck tattoos in like, you know, like graduate school. And so I embrace it. And you know what else is the other thing? Like when I was in graduate school, just really quickly, or I could tell you this later, but
No, tell us.
I was a teacher. I taught experimental biochemistry and molecular toxicology and all these classes, right?
Uh-huh.
And the kids like needed me. They needed,
Yes.
because there's like, they needed to be like, oh, fuck, like I do have a place here.
Excellent.
You know what I mean? So that was like,
Totally.
really cool. I connected with a lot of students.
Yeah.
And like, just, it was really awesome. Like being able to like be different in that realm. Like I didn't, you look at you with your sunglasses on. What the fuck are you talking about? You're still.
Well, listen, I mean, I'm still in that game, that rock and roll game, because I'm not smart enough to become a doctor.
Yeah,
but anyway,
we go in, but like we maintain the out.
Yeah, but listen, but there's not. But I don't think we were, when we were young and rebellious and talking about like hand grenade cocks and and it was real to us. You know what I mean? And the only thing that I regret, if I were going to go back and do my life over, the only thing I would do, like people who watch this, like a lot of them are people I grew up with. I was a dick. I was a fist fighter. I loved fighting, and I was pissed, but I was scared. You know what I mean? And the truth is, I always wanted to be a nice guy, and I try my best to be a nice guy now. So that part of me was not genuine, but all the rock star stuff. I'll tell you a funny story. I have a friend, Ali, born and raised in Yemen, raised in East Harlem. Successful Arab dude, handsome guy, fun loving dude. And one day I put on these sunglasses from St. Mark's, that had all the bling on it. And he's like, "Are you wearing Sheila's glasses?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Bro," he's like, "those aren't your glasses." I said, "No, these are my glasses." And he couldn't get it because he's so like, and like, I don't even think about it when I wear like stud glasses and like red velvet shoes with gold tips. I don't think about it because that really is who I am. But then there's the part of me that I'm just a dad. I have a 10-year-old and a 15-year-old drag me around by the ear all the time, demanding things. And I'm that guy too,
It's so funny. I went to go see the Luna Chicks like maybe 2 years ago. Now, right? Like
I remember Squid, and I remember the drummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Chip was the drummer, but the funny thing is a couple of them have kids now too, and they're probably around your kids, maybe a little older,
right?
Or around your kids' age. And like some of them are like, "Holy shit, my mom is in the Lunatics!"
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Some of them are like, "We don't give a fuck who you are."
Dude, that is so great. I mean, next
funny,
week,
like some of them are like, "Nope," and then there's like, I know of like one that's like just as wild,
Dude, that's, by the way, there's a great documentary that came out years ago called, I think it was called The F Word, or The Other F Word, and it was about all the rock stars who became fathers.
Yeah.
And there's an interview, when they interview Flea, he starts talking about his dad and how he wanted to do it differently, and I was bawling, and he chokes up. And it's just like, because like he was talking about a tattoo that he had that was just basically like a middle finger or a cock or something. And he's like, and now I'm like, how do I explain this to my kid? So the real Flea is emerging, you know what I mean? That loving child who just wanted love, So
yeah,
great stuff, man. All right, listen.
Speaking of 10-year-olds, I gotta put
that?
one to bed. I said, speaking of 10-year-olds, I gotta put one to bed. But I
All
do,
right.
before we go, I want to give a shout out. Shout out to Chris
Get
Rail.
the 10-year-old on here for a second so he can just say hello to us. I miss him. I haven't seen him since last week.
I'm going to give a shout out to Chris Rail because he got the Andy Gibbs song.
What was it?
I Just Want to Be Your Everything.
That's right.
Yeah.
We love you, Chris Rail. Chris, I'll be back in New York in a couple of weeks. We're going to record. Where's my little guy? I just want you to meet him. And I'm so glad Chris was checking in. Listen, dear, you are always welcome to be here with us,
man. Yeah, let's hang out soon.
And for a show. Well, listen, we're right across the Hudson River from you.
Yeah.
And you're again, it's such a great story, and it's like the amount of energy Do you have him, hon? Get him in the hot seat. Oh, see, now I can hear that. Hey, dude. Say hi to Hopi Rock, Marcus.
Hi, Marcus. It's very nice to meet you. Have an awesome night. And be cool.
Be cool. Marcus, I'll call you in a few minutes when we get off, right, buddy?
Okay, bye.
Love you, dude. We're out. Hopi, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk soon.
Okay,
right.
It was nice meeting you.
Bye.
Nice
wife.
meeting you too. Bye, everybody.
See ya.